What's up, my fellow nerds? Came to vent about the 50 series launch on this week's video because what a shit show, to be quite honest with you. I don't think anybody really got a card that deserved one, and the ones that are out there are priced so bad that it's really not worth buying at this point. But we'll talk about it this week on Optimized Hardware. Sit back, let's have a drink, and be miserable together. So, thinking to myself about the whole 50 series launch, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, why doesn't anybody state the obvious? Like, I see all these posts and like the partners putting up advertisements for like the 50 series is here. Like, because I'm part of a big Facebook group and I follow a lot of like, Asus stuff and Gigabyte and everybody else. I almost want to like send back a GIF meme picture of like someone just, like, fuck you. Like, what are you talking about? There are no cards, first off. And second off, we charge borderline criminal prices for the card. Now, maybe some of that's on NVIDIA, but I think there is no way they can justify the price increase to make the card and with very little performance gain over the 4090. And this is specifically 5090 to 4090. Like, there's not a big bump. And especially like it depends on your resolution. Like, okay, if you're 1080p, probably not on a 5090 anyway, or a 4090. 1440p, yeah, that's where you're in the same territory. But performance showed that like in 1440p, the 5090 and 4090, in fact, in some games, the 4090 performed better, which is like an atrocity. Like, it just shouldn't even be a thing. Like, it shouldn't happen. So I like, what is going on? It's perfectly fine to charge, let's say, the Asus Astro card $3,000 retail in store. WTF. That is borderline insane for that card. Second off, like, I saw, DeBauer talked about the Asus Astro card and like said the fan was like screaming. It's got like BIOS issues. They seem totally rushed. For all the other cards too, we're hearing like 6 to 18 or 14, 13 weeks. I don't even know, but it's not a launch. It was truly, as Steve said, a paper launch, which is like nuts. I get it. Like, you wanted to get the card out there. You wanted to do the embargo stuff. Maybe it had something to do with like all the crazy stuff going on in politics right now and import export. I don't know. But like, there needs to be some explanation on the side of like them to be like, hey, prices went up because of not just performance, but like stuff that's going on in the trade world, whatever. Maybe people could buy that a little bit and get over it. Like, I still want to get one of those cards, but at this point, like, I don't really see any value in doing so. Like, I feel insane for even wanting to buy one or considering it. Like, a 4090 is a great card right now. If you're on a 4090, can I justify buying a 5090? Probably not. If you're on a 4080, I can't justify buying a 5080. And it's got to be a tough spot for content creators who like all they do is like grab products and test them, and that's all they do. That's like, oh, the new thing here, look, it's awesome, here's the benefit. There's no benefit to spending a ridiculous amount of money and getting very little performance gain that you're not going to be able to see or feel when you're gaming. Now, maybe if you're into like really hardcore video editing or rendering or whatever, like, it's got some kind of value for you. I get that. But still, it's hard to justify the price. And then they stole the 40 series with us with just stopping production. So all this being said, I didn't go camp out because I was told in advance, like, Maryland's not getting any cards. Like, you won't get a card in Maryland, at least from Micro Center, which is sad. And poor dudes out here on the East Coast at any of those Micro Center stores camped out and froze their ass off. And if you got a card and you really needed one, good for you, dude. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. But it's messed up. Like, Micro Center should have sent out, like, done more social media. Like, hey, it ain't looking good. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to camp out, great, but like, you're probably not going to get one. Rockville, Maryland got 0 cards and people went there and camped out, I'm sure. That is sad. Same thing for like the Best Buys and everything else. Nobody cares. Like, that's why I didn't go. I was going to go do a video shoot, talk to people and be like, hey, how's the experience? But like, I didn't want to be a part of like the total disaster that it was. I knew I wasn't going to get a card. I was told, like, you're not getting a card. I reached out to a partner company and said, "Hey, can I get one?" They said, "Yes, probably, but it's gonna be a couple weeks because they don't even have cards." Like, that's crazy. Like, the people making the cards don't have a card to give me, and they gave away a couple to, like, content creators to, do early videos for, like, the embargo. All this being said, I mean, honestly, it it drives you to drink. Like, if you wanted to build a really high-end PC right now, it's almost impossible, and even if you wanted to say, "Oh, well, I'll go previous gen," you can't really get that either. I've seen 4070s and, like, 4070 Supers, like, even the mid-range stuff on NVIDIA side, blown out of proportion pricing, which makes no sense. If you can find one cheap, that's awesome, dude, because 'cause they're really good cards. 40 series, super efficient. It was a pretty good launch. Still crazy pricing, but nothing near what 50 series is gonna be, and quite honestly, with the 549 whatever price they're showing for the 5070, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know if that's really gonna happen. So, all I gotta say is, good luck if you need to build something right now. The secondhand market's good as long as it's not scalped. Should you buy a 50 series card? Nah. Have a drink, play on your good PC you got right now, and enjoy it. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good one. I know if you camped out and froze your ass off, I feel really sorry for you. On the next optimized hardware, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe a speed build, something fun, play around with something, lap a CPU. But anyway, 50 series sucked. NVIDIA, you really kind of blew it on this one. And the AIB partners, just put some emails out there and let people know, like, hey, it's going to be a while. It's kind of dumb to just keep everybody hunting for these cards. Hopefully we get some kind of supply, and if you're building a PC, you can get a decent card. Me personally, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this whiskey here, and you guys have a good night, and we will see you on the next one.